Simon? Well, they missed the bullseye.
What? I hit the balloon.
She hit the balloon.
Yeah, but you didn't actually hit the middle.
Are you in a bad mood today?
Simon Cowell is a very popular television personality. If you've ever watched a singing show, there's a decent chance that Simon was on it. He's well known as a harsh and truthful judge, and while being honest is one thing, there have been times where he's taken it a little too far. Welcome to Film Focus, and in this video, we're going over 10 times Simon Cowell was a complete scumbag. Before we begin, remember to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and wait to find out what happens in number 1. Number 10. Nick and Simon. This act featured a premise of making science more fun, but before Nick even started and he was just talking about the act, Simon interrupted him and he just told him to basically get on with it. The entire act, Simon looked very visibly bored, despite the fact that it wasn't that bad of an act. It featured lighting Howie's hand on fire and protecting it with bubbles, which was something that most people in the audience and a lot of the judges found very entertaining. Overall, it wasn't the most spectacular act or even necessarily $1 million act, but it was entertaining at the very least. However, that did not stop Simon from buzzing and expressing very openly the fact that the act reminded him of why he hated being in school.
This is why I hated being at school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm in the bloody Twilight Zone.
Number 9. Simon versus Sasha and Elena. In this act, Sasha was holding a pole while Elena climbed up it. She then proceeded to shoot an arrow with her feet while she was backwards contorted and hit the target, which was a balloon. Simon seemed very unimpressed, and his first comment was that she missed the bullseye. Elena quickly pointed out that she was just trying to hit the balloon, which she did, and she wasn't even trying to hit the bullseye. But Elena then goes on to ask if he was in a bad mood that day, as he was seeming to be unnecessarily rude and he was completely choosing to miss the point that she was only trying to hit the balloon. Based on Simon's shrug of a response, it definitely seemed like he was in a bit of a mood.
Simon? Well, they missed the bullseye.
What? I hit the balloon.
She hit the balloon.
Yeah, but you didn't actually hit the middle.
Are you in a bad mood today?
Number 8. Kerrigan and Simon. This audition was of a 15-year-old girl singing. While there's no doubt that the singing wasn't very good, Simon did not hold back. One of the judges suggested to bring a little more edge to the act, and Simon compared trying that to trying to cut a tree with a banana and how it would never ever work. While he is just being his honest self, I do feel like you should maybe be a little kinder to younger auditioners. It can be a very rough time in general, and being insulted like that on national television would have sent me into a shame-induced coma.
I just feel like I'd want to see a little bit more edge with you.
You wouldn't be able to do it. It would be like trying to chop down a tree with a banana. It wouldn't work.
Number 7. Lorraine versus Simon. This was a quite infamous audition, and for good reason. While Lorraine was singing, Simon could not help himself from laughing. While there was no doubt that the singing wasn't very good, it always feels like another level of rude whenever the judges can't even help but laugh. However, this time Simon got what was coming to him, as he was brought down a peg by Lorraine's mother-in-law. He even apologized to her for laughing during the audition, which is a word many people probably thought he didn't know how to say.
You're better than anybody. I think you was very ignorant. Yes, you was ignorant, Simon.
Number 6. Simon versus Arton and Paige. This audition was of an 8 and 9-year-old dancing. Not too long into the act, Simon buzzed them, and it would be one thing if they were actually bad, but for young kids they were actually very good, doing things like jump splits, handsprings, and more. Simon explained that he buzzed because he thought that they would need more experience. But in my opinion, the fact that they're so young is what makes the performance wowing. It seems like the audience agreed that they didn't deserve the buzz, as they booed Simon as he spoke. Despite Simon saying no, they still went through with 3 yeses.
This is your 3rd yes.
Number 5. Holly versus Simon. This act made it to the list because of Simon's unnecessary rudeness. In the act, Holly sang a quite strange song and admittedly didn't have the best voice. All around, it was just kind of weird, but it was certainly not the worst audition that they had ever seen. But instead of saying the vocals weren't there, or even that the whole audition or song choice was just a little strange, Simon immediately went to say that she has a very big mouth. He goes beyond speaking about how maybe opening your mouth so much while singing is bad from a technical standpoint, and goes on to say that her mouth is quote-unquote the biggest thing he's ever seen. It really just felt like more of an attack on her appearance, which is never necessary when auditioning for a singing competition. Number 4. Simon versus 2 female singers. This audition featured 2 girls who sang. However, instead of commenting on their singing or talent, or admittedly lack thereof, he simply jumped right into insulting the way that they looked. Simon dove headfirst into insulting one of them, saying that they looked like a man dressed as a woman. He then moved on to insulting the other girl by saying that she looked like a stretched version of another person, simply because she was tall. This is one of those instances where he's just being plain rude. He's not judging what they came there to be judged for, he's just scrutinizing how they look, which is never supposed to be the point of these auditions.
You look like a stretched version of her.
A what?
A stretched version.
Number 3. Emma versus Simon. In this audition, Emma sang My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. While auditioning, she was wearing a really fancy looking black and white dress. This is another case where Simon's first comment is what she was wearing. He says that it's just all wrong for the audition, but it doesn't make sense to even bother to point it out. He then went on to compare her singing to Like a Baby. While criticizing the singing is completely fair, since that is what he's there to do, it just rubs you the wrong way when the first thing he wants to pick apart is what they're looking like and not how they sing.
Well, I'm not a fashion expert, Emma, but, you know, it's like a wedding dress, isn't it? And then you sang the song out of tune and a bit like a baby. A little bit.
I know you're only young, I don't want to be hard on you, but it just wasn't good. Emma, no. Not right.
No, Emma.
Nanny?
No.
4 no's, but nice to meet you.
Thanks. See you.
Number 2. Simon Cowell's Boys Club. These next 2 topics have nothing to do with any judging on any competition shows, but rather more with his personal life. Late last year, former AGT host Howard Stern ripped into Simon Cowell's sexist standards for America's Got Talent. In an interview, Howard talked about how it never matters what male judges look like. They could be fat, old, and ugly, and it wouldn't make any difference. However, it seems that all the female judges are always young and pretty, and expected to be so. He also brought up how female judges Gabrielle Union and Julianne Howe had quit AGT because of the show's behind-the-scenes racism and other toxic behaviors. Gabrielle and Julianne also talked about how their looks were constantly being scrutinized and commented on by the show. While we can only really call these accusations, it is true to say that I don't remember a single time that a female judge, despite the fact that almost all of the male judges have never been societally deemed that attractive. They're usually older, balding, fat, or something of that sort. And number 1, getting his friend's wife pregnant. In 2014, Simon Cowell was on a yacht with his friend and his friend's wife when he had an affair with her. Then, unexpectedly, Lauren ended up pregnant, and it was discovered that it was actually Simon's child. I don't even need to explain why this is a scummy thing to do. Simon admits that he's ashamed of what he did, and that he can't even hang his head high when he thinks about it. It also is shocking because Simon has said that he never really planned to have kids, but having a kid with your friend's wife? That probably never even occurred to him until it happened. That was our list of 10 times Simon Cowell was a complete scumbag. What did you think of the list? Are there any that you had never heard of before? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching Film Focus.